Hi, I'm Fatimah Binta Gimsay. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a writer, director, sometimes producer. I dipped my toes in Nollywood waters 10 years ago. That's when I was trying to figure out what I'm looking for. And I didn't know anything about filmmaking. But I was literally coming out of school and I was like, I needed to do something that's not corporate. I had a mission to never work in an office. I don't know why. I can't unpack that right now, but I always had this thing where I'll never work in 9 to 5. And I literally just started hopping from set to set, interning. I still didn't know what I was going to do. But yeah, I would say it started 2016. That was the curiosity for filmmaking in general, not just writing or anything, just filmmaking. I was always curious to how they were doing it because I used to watch a lot of shows and films, and I always wondered how did they get people together to just start doing stuff. So yeah. No, it wasn't in my intention. I just always wanted to tell stories of characters I felt were relatable to me. And it's so funny how they became relatable to more people than I expected. I've always leaned towards, I don't know the correct choice to say it, but I've always leaned towards the problematic characters. Characters I felt they had more to show and they had more flesh. It wasn't just the straight line characters or always just black and white with them. I always loved the middle gray characters, and I love that in women especially. I always feel like women characters which can be more layered than expected, and it's not the girl power thing. It's just the natural thing of the average person actually has more layers to them, and I love the fact that people really relate to it and they enjoy it. It's what do you think? I don't what do you think is going on with us? You just think we're textbook? I don't know. It's very funny. Oh my god, I always love talking about Amy Dawn from Gone Girl. That's my favorite female character of all time. She's top 3 and she's number 1. I love Amy Dawn. I fell in love with her from the book first. So I read the book God, it was ages ago when it came out. I randomly just bought it at the airport and I was like, oh, this would be a good clean read. And I found myself awake throughout because I was like, what am I reading? Then I found out they made it a film and I watched the film and I was like, oh, I'm obsessed. I'm in love with Amy. I love her. She's very exactly what I've described in the sense where she's very complex, but she's not intentionally going out of her way to be different. She's just a very different person. She's fun. She's actually relatable. I know people find her very problematic, but sadly, she's more relatable than people expect. So yeah, Amy Dunn is my number 1. I love her. I'm in love with her forever. You can wake me up to talk about Amy. I will gladly talk. I read it as a teenager. I watched it as a teenager. I didn't really get it. Then I watched it as an adult and I was like, wait, this is not what, I love it. Well, that's always tricky to answer because I don't have a favorite, but I'll go with recent because the characters from TV that I also developed, those are old. So from Rihanna, shows like Rihanna, Battleground, wow. Covenant is a character they named her after me. I don't know why, but I loved her. I loved developing her. She was a bit interesting. I think it was Fatima. Recent characters, Larba and Balarabe, 2 of them. I really love them because they're extreme opposites and they trigger people in the right ways. One person makes people realize how vulnerable they actually are because she's very sensitive and she wears her heart on her sleeve, and most people don't want to admit they're like that. Everyone thinks they're hard babes or they're hard guys, but she's very sensitive and they think she's stupid. Open for debate. I welcome the conversation because again, it's nice. I love Balarabe. Problematic, I understand, but he's also a human being. He's layered. He has his very well, I don't want to defend him, but he's someone that also gets people really riled up easily. And I'm like, yeah, that's a you problem. If you're this triggered, I feel you should go and sit and maybe ask why. Wow. Why? unlimited resources. Oh God, I'm scared to pitch my story, but I have so many. I've always loved doing that, like an anthology. I've always loved doing my version of Romeo and Juliet. Yeah, I have it. I have my cast. I have everything. Um, God, unlimited resources is a lot. I have a story about moon sighting. Yes, during Ramadan, like when you're finding the moon for Eid, how problematic and political it gets. I have a story about that. It's not a serious film, but it's a comedy on the night before Eid where people are looking for the moon and they're debating whether they want to celebrate Eid on that day or push it because there's a conspiracy that people lie about when they see the moon just for their own benefits. So I have a story like that. And I have an anthology love story, but that's a series. I have so many. My God, don't let me get excited because there's no money yet. Yeah, I think even the female-led sets, there's still that whole thing where people don't really listen to you. Because I've been on majority of female-led sets, and I don't think it has made people even care to listen to you as a woman. Because thank God Nora is here. We had an incident, we had a mini shoot like 2 weeks ago, where like a child came to the set and she immediately went for the guy. And it's so funny because she was the EP and everything of set, but he literally when he was talking to the guy, I thought he knew him. So like, oh, okay, he called him because he knew him. And I realized, oh, he called him because he's a guy. Like in his head, he just deflected for the person that he assumes. So I don't think a female-led sex will be any different. Like, it's not natural for them to, well, let me try and say this politically right. There's always the need to, like, respect a man. Even if a woman is the EP or if she's a director or anything, it's like she can say something and it just passes through. But if a guy repeats it, it's like, oh yeah, he said it, and you're like, sure. If she insists, like I said it, but a man can say it and they will still. So I don't know if that answers your question, because male or female, they're still the same thing. I think I'm currently unlearning the I think I'm currently unlearning that suffering equates consistency, especially as a filmmaker, where we have to like adjust to knowing that the work is not overnight. Like it's a very long process. Like you can't just, I know nobody wakes up and makes it or whatever definition of making it. But at the same time, we are so used to like, because you're working, you have to be so drained and you're not taking care of yourself just to prove yourself as a filmmaker. And I'm not buying into that. I never really did, but I thought I had to, because especially in Nigeria, there's this thing where like you can't look like you're having fun on the job. It means you're not serious. And it's like, oh, why are you so happy on set? You're supposed to be crying. Everybody is drained. And I'm like, I'm actually enjoying myself. I feel it's okay to enjoy the job and yeah, enjoy the journey and take care of yourself at the same time. You don't really have to die on set to prove that you're a strong filmmaker.